Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have As'ad Gourani on the line, and he's the founder and CEO over at AG Wealth Management. As'ad, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam, thank you for having me on.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at AG Wealth Management and how you're helping your clients. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Yeah, so I always had interest in the financial markets since I was a kid, and but it was never a first priority for me to make it a career. So I was going to college for something completely different, and I decided all of a sudden just to pick up like a finance investing book and start reading. And I just got hooked instantly, to tell you the least. And during my time in college, I kind of started trading, which is not something that you should mention publicly, because I started trading some of the more complex options and derivatives and futures, which are not the very prudent way, but I get to learn from your mistakes. And slowly I got my first internship and job in the industry, which came at a different advisory firm that was local to the area. But it kind of just dawned on me quickly that, okay, investing is just one part of a bigger picture. And as such, I should adjust. So I went back, and even during my time in school, I started collecting some designations, these alphabets just behind my name. And I figured along the way, okay, investing itself is good, but it is even better if you just plan it with some tax planning, some estate planning, some retirement projections, because everyone's goal is different, and as such, we should always just custom made or just custom tailor everybody's plan differently.
I love it. And what I like about your background really is that you you built on your skill set. So you started at one place to where you obviously very young, just started trading. You thought it's just, investing is just to make money. And as you matured through the industry, which happens for many financial professionals as they kind of mature through the industry, they realize that percentage return is just one actually small part of the bigger picture. There's preservation, there's tax planning, there's financial planning, there's the behavioral science part of that, a behavioral finance part of that. So it's a lot more complex than people that aren't necessarily in the industry would assume. And great financial professionals make their clients experience very seamless. So we're going to get more into AG Wealth Management, but before we do that, there's some younger entrepreneurs or would-be professionals that are just graduating college and they're thinking about a career as a financial planner or advisor or in that part of the industry. Now, you have many years under your belt and you have experience in hindsight, which is usually a little bit more 20/20. What kind of advice would you give to that new entrepreneur and or career person that's just thinking about a career in finance?
Sure. So I always tell them, just start by paying your dues. It takes years to become an overnight success, as they say. So just work as hard as possible. Try to invest in yourself early and heavily, because every single designation, every single course, every single book that you read would just kind of change your perspective slowly, and knowledge just compounds. So there's no shortcuts. Unfortunately, it takes time to build a good business, a good practice. And in this industry, us on the younger side, we have a small disadvantage where the age is not helping us. In other businesses, if you're young, okay, that might be a good thing for you. But for us, if you just sit down with someone, say 20, 30, 40 years older than you, it is kind of difficult to build this relationship, build this trust. So it takes time. Don't worry. There's a lot of feedback. I just keep on going.
No, I love it. It's great advice there, As'ad. I want to switch it up. Let's get into what you're doing over at AG Wealth Management and how you're helping your clients. So first, tell us a little bit more about the business, please.
Sure. So AG Wealth Management, we are a fee-only advisory firm, which is a very minority in the business. And what this means is we are not in a position to accept any commission from anyone, which keeps us on the same side of our clients. It just eliminates all conflict of interest. Now, also one more thing. In my previous experiences in the business, it seems like it is only geared toward people on the cusp of retirement, which is it is not a bad thing, but it could be done differently. And here's why. If you are 60 years old and on the cusp of retirement, okay, you might get good advice and you might improve. Now, if you're in your 30s where you have all the time to compound, and in your 30s, this is where the age where, okay, you're thinking about buying your first house, you might get married, you might have a kid, and maybe you might want to save the small college fund for your kids, or if you have student loans, this is where all the planning is done. So my approach is just invest in your clients early. It is kind of like a blank canvas. All the results would show off in a few years, and you'd be just extremely surprised about the good things that you could do.
Let's go a little bit further into AG Wealth Management. So so if somebody's listening to this right now and you're located in Michigan, if somebody in Michigan's listening and they're thinking, I kind of like what As'ad's saying and I think I might want to learn more, what kind of clients do you typically work with?
So most of my clients happen to be business owners or just recent grads that are, say, a dental grad, medical grad, lawyers. And part of the reason is these are the people who have the highest needs, meaning their financial pictures are always a lot more complex, a lot messier. And I'm sure, Adam, as an entrepreneur yourself, you could understand. We do not have any retirement account in place set up for us. We have to go out and have it opened for us. So, and our cash flows are not the same. We don't get a paycheck every week or every two. It is kind of irregular. Our tax consequences are also drastically different. So there's a lot of value to be added, and just a bit of deep planning at the beginning, it could just have a drastic impact on your long-term consequences.
That's awesome. So As'ad, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on AG Wealth Management or to follow up, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
So on our website, it is agwealthm.com, and we have a free ebook for all your listeners for free. And also we are extremely active on Twitter and LinkedIn. Yeah, on Twitter you could find us at As'ad Gourani, and likewise on LinkedIn.
Perfect. Well, hey, As'ad, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing for your clients over at AG Wealth Management. So appreciate that. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And As'ad, thanks again for coming on the show.